Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is Love is Blind Clues, and we're about to recap episodes 4 through 6 of Love is Blind Season 9.
What a reveal.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I've read a lot online, by the way, since we've watched episode 6. Some conjecture about what was going on with Joe. Why was he behaving this way? And there's some speculation that it might not just have been booze. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said.
Yeah. I think the consensus is he might have snuck in some contraband. Some people are saying edibles. I'm like, I don't think that's edibles, bro.
So we are covering this in Kazagor. If you're on our Patreon, patreon.com/Game of Roses. I literally then told you the story. Well, I implied the story about a certain type of medicine and an acquaintance of mine going bananas. And that's what this reminded me of.
Yeah. I also was watching the Netflix Charlie Sheen documentary, and he was talking about both freebasing and injecting cocaine. And I was like, did that happen here?
You think Joe was boofing?
No. Yeah. He boofed an 8-gram rock of cocaine straight up the butthole.
What is freebasing?
Smoking, like crack, basically.
Oh. That sounds like a dark documentary.
It is, but it's also like he's just such a charming guy. You can't help but kind of laugh at his wild stories and like be on his side a little bit.
Interesting.
It's pretty wild. Anyways.
Well, wait. Is that just people's fan theories? Is that is what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no hard evidence that Joe snuck anything in other than the photographic and video evidence we have of him behaving in the way he did.
He hasn't said anything about it.
Not that I'm aware. I wasn't able to find any actual corroborations by any of the cast members about any of this. But I did repost on my BachelorClues. Nick Thompson had a little Instagram reel of the UCAN Foundation who he was basically telling the cast, and we tell them this too. If you're listening, if anybody out there is listening and you're on Love is Blind right now, they're gearing up to bring you back in a week or two for this reunion to shoot it and air it. You have 100% control right now. If you don't want to do the reunion, you don't have to. If you do want to do the reunion, but you want certain guarantees of what's going to be covered in that reunion, or maybe even if you want to go on Perfect Match, whatever it is, if you collectively come together, you have 100% power as a unit. If you all say, we are not doing this reunion unless you pay us money, we get on Perfect Match, you give me whatever you want, you can get it right now. But
what are you suggesting that they should unionize for?
Whatever they want. I would suggest pay. I would be like, each one of us should get $50,000 or we're not doing this. Period. I think you could get 50 grand a person. I
mean, especially since they're not getting the Instagram followers.
Well, they might be. We still have 3 weeks of this left. We don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah, that's true.
But right now, there's 2 people. At least we checked it yesterday. There are 2 people over 10K. Everybody else is sub 10. So there's nothing yet to talk about
KB and
there.
Casey?
Yes, that's correct.
I did see on Instagram, speaking of Nick's, the other Nick who's on this season, he has turned off the comments on his posts. Yikes. And he issued like a direct-to-camera reel about how he's learning about LGBTQ and like people who know him know that it was like mostly the editing, but also he's like somewhat blaming his childhood.
Mostly the editing. I watched him say if he had a gay kid, it wouldn't be his first choice. He said that fucking phrase. They didn't edit
I'm just saying what is in the reel.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If they would have cut, like, that is a scandal that has not yet happened. If they cut something together that he never said, play it off face, and make him sound homophobic or racist or anything like that, I think you've got a massive lawsuit. But I watched him say those words.
Yeah. In that order. Sentence. In that order. Yeah.
That ain't okay. Interesting.
I don't know. He says he's learning. Take take of it what you will. I didn't check. Oh, wait. Maybe I did check. Annie hasn't posted anything, as far as I know. Today is Sunday, October 5th. But I think she had maybe closed the comments. Actually, I'm not sure about that, actually.
Yeah. Well, this cast, I mean, just generally speaking, this is one of the messiest casts we've ever seen. We've got slut shaming, homophobia, just bad behavior. Like we said, we don't know what the fuck's going on with Joe. He got, in quotes, drunk and did all this wild shit. He's body shaming. Like, yeah, I've never seen this magnitude of people making so many errors. Usually you have like one or two players that are like, whoa, what the fuck did they say? Yeah. And you kind of focus on that. This is like all of them. They're all in fucked up love triangles. They're all saying horrible shit to each other. It's
what's going on in Denver?
That's my question as well. Denver's popping off.
Good God. Scream, since we're not doing Twibbin this week. I had a little brief rest before we recorded today, and guess what I watched? Love is Blind France. The first episode.
How'd you like it?
Loved. Everyone is so hot. I don't know if it's the accents, but I'm like, everyone is smoking hot and seems like they've all got jobs and
they've got style. I think it's like
maturity,
how they dress and stuff and carry themselves. It's just like it's at a different level, you know? Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is that because it's like countrywide and not like city specific?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, but I don't get that same vibe from the British one, and that's countrywide.
No, UK is not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really impressed. I recommend watching it with, if you can't speak French, I recommend the English subtitles, unlike how Clues is watching it.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching it with somebody who speaks French. So I'm trying to glean.
Are they translating the whole thing?
The important stuff. Yeah.
Oh God.
The rest of it I'm trying to pick up. That's how I'm going to learn French, is by watching Love is Blind France.
You're just listening with your eyes closed.
Yeah. Let's get into this, shall we? Episode 4 begins with Edmund and KB doing their reveal. She calls him so different, but so handsome in an ITM. They get a long hug.
You're so different.
2 quick pecks. He produces tears. He flexes. He's proposing. She says yes. We get a couple more pecks. He ITMs. He's about to cry with a boner. I thought that was funny. We see him sprinting back to the vestibule to retrieve this love letter that he brings to her. He's doing high knees. Very energetic.
Physicality, his physical play is out of this world.
Yeah, he's really bouncing all over the place off the walls. He says he's being respectful, but her booty is boom. We see a couple more kisses here. She ITMs that she would have walked by him in the real world. He does some high jumps, some screaming, and as the doors close again, she reads his note in an ITM and she says he's so damn cute. Now, from this, I got that he is maybe going to be too high energy for her.
Yeah.
But it seemed to go okay. I didn't detect any like repulsed body language necessarily. It seemed like they were actually into each other, at least to some degree. In that first awkward moment.
Yeah, to some degree. She roasted his shirt a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it seems like later that's not what their issue is going to be. But I'm still hopeful at this point. I don't know. We'll see.
We shall.
Next up, we have Nick and Kate. And he tells her he loves argument sex. She does the PTC of her mother dying and produces tears. And he ITMs, they call me watch guy.
She also says she's not super religious, but not against religion. And he's like, I have a personal and quiet relationship with God. And that sets up what will become the downfall of their relationship.
Walk in the path.
She basically says, after my mom died, my brother asked, how could there be a God that would let this happen? Her mom died of colon cancer, talks about how there were tumors all over her body. And he's like, I appreciate how deep we can be. She's like, I feel good sharing this with you. And he wonders out loud why she doesn't say that she loves him yet. And she uses the sacred word defense here. That word means a lot. And we move on. Nick and Annie are now in a pod. She says she needs validation. and she has another connection. She needs to know where his hesitation is coming from. She plays an infidelity PTC. He says he's never cheated, and he has a group chat with his guys about his curly dick. Excuse me? Excuse me?
It's hard for me to not think about that every scene he's in.
He uses this as evidence to basically say, you can check my phone. I don't care. I don't have anything to hide from you.
Yeah, nothing on my phone. Just guy chats about curly dicks.
Just fucking pages of chats and pictures of our curly dicks. Me and my curly dick bros. Me and my curly dick Denver bros. Climbing our mountains with our curly dicks.
Hey, a curly dick is good for mountain climbing. Hook on the rock.
Holy shit. That's a strong dick too. That's a strong curly dick.
Yeah, you're right. It probably doesn't do that. They also discuss how they want to physically abuse their future children and how they both would be disappointed if they had an LGBTQ child.
Yeah.
And this couple lines by these two characters was my error of the game.
Wow.
There were a lot of errors.
Yeah, there were a lot to choose from. Smorgasbord.
But this one really, this was really tough for me to take in.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says she wouldn't be happy. He says it's a fad.
And talks about how basically kids get turned into thinking they're gay or trans in school by teachers. This was a massive error, but what happens as they're discussing it is the producers of this television program decide to play fun time music over their pro-homophobia conversation. And the producers deciding, isn't this fun, was my error of the game. Obviously I don't agree with anything they're saying, these two players, but the nature of this program sometimes is that they will just turn on the cameras and let these players talk. And you can make whatever you will of what they're saying. Agree with them, disagree with them, whatever. The producers usually, in cases like this, where players are talking about social issues or politics or whatever, I remember the Bartice Nancy conversation about abortion was like this. They don't put music over it. They don't tell you how to think about it at all. It's just like, here it is. These are who these people are. And that's fine, in my opinion. Then you can, again, decide how you feel about those people. But here the show itself is weighing in that this is a funny, cute conversation when they put that music over it. Some producer said, we need some music over this conversation, make it upbeat. And that is, in my opinion, unforgivable as a producer who is supposed to be conveying this docu-series about an experiment. The producer is weighing in and saying, this is funny. That to me was just like beyond the line.
I mean, they basically treat them like an A couple from this point on.
Yes.
He shares this story about when he was, I guess, depressed and his mom asked him if he was gay. And then he says, I then had to kiss girls in front of my mom.
Yeah.
And he says he could see himself proposing to Annie. I want to say this is the part that had the music over it, but it's still the same. We
rewatched it. It was the conversation.
It's during the fad thing. Oh God.
And it's, we watch all these shows. We watch all the dating shows.
Yeah.
All of the producers of all of these shows are selling you a lie that the show is about people finding a love, or that's their primary motivation for making it. And that's how they're crafting it. That's 100% a lie in all of these shows. Their primary motivation is to psychologically destroy people and have them break down on camera. That's their primary motivation.
Their primary motivation is money.
Of course, as is all corporate media. But I'm saying, like, in terms of how they craft it, the creative kind of elements of the show, like at any given moment, what is a producer's goal? Is it to like further this relationship so that maybe they can fall in love? Of course not. They actively do things that are detrimental to the fostering of these relationships, like limit the amount of time they can have, make it so that like if they have footage of something someone's lying about, they won't show the player so they don't know the truth.
Yeah.
Et cetera,
don't tell the player that the other player that they're with doesn't think they're actually physically attractive.
Yes. All of these producers of all of these shows have an element of being sinister, and they're okay with that. Love is Blind, every time we watch it, I always am like, oh yeah, this is the worst one. The producers of this show are the most sinister of any of the dating shows by far, in my opinion, because of the strange nature of the psychology of the pods, that you can't see this person and you're just like, oh, whatever they're saying, I don't know. But then you see like this producerial decision to like essentially co-sign this homophobic discussion. And it's like, what the fuck? And that went through how many producers watched this and are like, yep, good. Netflix executives watched it. Yep, good. Everything's fine. So it's like Netflix is fine with that. The producers are fine with it. It's insane to me.
Yeah. No, this scene really made it hard for me to like keep watching the show.
I totally agree.
Not that the premise of Love is Blind is quite as much as Bachelor. Like, these are the perfect, most eligible dating people. Although I do think they should, like, look at Love is Blind France. They found a lot of like really hot single people who are super eligible. I don't know. I guess I'm only on episode 1.
Yeah, but I think there's some problems in that one too. I'm not exactly sure. But
I'm sure there are. But
there's no Freddy.
Yeah, really hard to watch.
It was hard to watch, but watch we did. And the next scene is Annie and Brendan in their pod. He asks if she's thought about the real world. She future casts about their house. They're talking about the colors of the doors. They're talking about their cars. He has a 4Runner. She's got 2 cars, a Grand Cherokee and a Wrangler. He says out loud that he thought of possibly losing her, not getting chosen by her. And she's like, no, I really like you. That's a love level 1. She's pissed that he didn't remember her car. And she produces tears and says, why are you asking me about these things? And she needs from him to really know what their life is going to be like. And he's like, we're going to travel. Okay. And she's
like,
are
we going to spank our kids or not?
Is that what they talk about? Stay at home.
That's what Annie talked about with Nick. Right before the homophobia thing, they talked about spanking.
They're going to beat their kids. Yeah. As it says in the Bible, that's a page right out of Madison Pruitt's playbook. Her and Grant Trout.
Is it a couple of weeks in the Bible to beat your children?
They seem to think so.
Oh my God.
They kind of laugh about this being their first fight. And they're like, she says, you have to be good at apologizing with things like rings and cars. She says she would be happy with him. And she says, he seems like the perfect husband. He feels like that too. And she says, I'm pretty sure I'm going to tell you I love you through the wall at some point. We dubbed this a CLL4 or Coward's Love Level 4. It's a weird future casting. Maybe I'll do this thing. You're saying the word love, but it's not saying I love you. It's not a present tense declaration of your feeling to this person.
Mike did something like this too. He was like, I told all the other guys that I loved you. And it's like, that's not actually a love level. Because it's like, are you making a joke? We then get, very interesting conversation between Patrick and Casey.
God damn.
And Casey reveals that her ex-boyfriend told her to go on a dating show that had tried to recruit her before.
Which was what? Bachelor, Too Hot to Handle, Love Island, Farmer One's Alive. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking it's got to be Bachelor. She has a Bachelor look.
Yeah, I guess it's Bachelor. And then, but he does ask about Love is Blind as well.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, the boyfriend said, do that with this one as well. I'm like, it's so hard to pick an error of this dump. This is a mini error.
This is insane. She says the guy's waiting for her. She's like, yeah, he said go in, and if it doesn't work, he'd be waiting for me, but that's over with now. And Patrick's like, yeah, I came in here with no backup plan, actually.
Yeah, she's like, that's not actually the backup plan. We're not actually together.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this hypothetical thing that would make me super for TWR.
It's absolutely wild. But she promises not to screw him over. She says, I really fucking like you. That's a love level 1. And she says she doesn't know if she can fully love him until she can touch him, though. She wants to touch him so bad. He says he's like a baby seal. We've heard that a couple of times. And then she just starts divulging details about the style of her pubic hair and how she got waxed before she came in. She wants to make sure she's ready for a man. She'll shave it all off if he wants to. It would only take 1 pull, she says. He says, that would be cool for sure, but don't sweat it. He's such like a bro. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. You got a landing strip?
This was a wild
awesome,
conversation. Dude. It's almost like she knows that she overshared on the backup plan. So she's like, I'm really good at planning dates. I've planned birthdays and strip teases. I would kiss you from your neck down and then sit on you.
Yeah.
I want to bang you.
Yeah. She basically goes as hard as she can. She says, I want to fuck you and love you and give you everything I've got. And his reaction? For sure. All right.
Cool.
He offers nothing back. At least in the edit. Now, we don't actually know. If he's, coming back with his own descriptions of their sexual encounters.
No, they might be just trying to villainize her, and really, he's like, "Oh yeah, and I'm gonna da 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 da."
He's like, "I'm gonna shit on your face."
Actively schemed in a way that you and I are always suggesting to players to do. I really thought her play would be better, and it's terrible. I did
too. She was a disaster. We'll get to obviously the end of her run in the game, but just a disaster. This is a giant error from her.
Yeah. Then we see Mike and Megan Sparkles, and he says he doesn't have any tattoos because you don't.
A couple small ones, he says.
Oh, yeah, small ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or no, that's later. You're right. He was like, I don't have them. Don't put bumper stickers on this car. Sorry, that's Mike, not Jordan. Sorry.
Yeah. Don't put bumper stickers on a Porsche, whatever. And she says that she used to date a billionaire, but they worked nonstop and it was a horrible relationship. And
then she dated a broke younger guy and he wasn't ready. And now she wants somebody right in the middle. Somebody who's worth $500 million, is roughly her age, and works moderate amount.
A three bears situation.
What's that mean?
Wait. Goldilocks?
Yeah.
Hello? You did one that's too cold, one too hot.
I see.
You want the middle?
That's what they call where Earth is, the Goldilocks zone.
That's what you've been calling the husband on Slomwa, the most Mormon husband.
Dr. Goldenlocks.
Dr. Goldenlocks.
Don't get me started on fucking Dr. Goldenlocks. I will lose my goddamn mind and kick over this camera. That fucking guy boils my goddamn blood. If you're not watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, one of the women has this husband she's putting through medical school with her mom talk money. And he's got these golden locks because he's trying to be cool, even though he's not. And he just shits all over her for everything. And it's like, fuck mom talk. We got to move to New York City for my medical school that you're paying for. And I fucking loathe this guy.
Yeah.
I won't get into it. We're not here to talk about that show right now. If you want to see me talk about this at length, go to our Patreon and watch
the unedited version. We then see Megan Sparkles with Package Deal Jordan. And he says he has a couple small tattoos. Yeah.
And he winks at the camera, which I thought was great.
I missed the wink.
Yeah, he looks right at the camera.
I was like, this is an error. You are like actively misleading someone about your looks. Because he has
I like that.
He has full sleeve tats and a whole full leg.
I actually like it.
And hands. I
like the play. I like lying about your appearance because it's for TRR in the context of this game. Because yes, it is.
Just say I don't want to talk about whether I have tattoos or not. Don't lie.
She's asking the question, which is off limits in this format. You are not allowed to. Well, I mean, I guess you're allowed to, but it defeats the purpose of the process. The process is fall in love with my persona, my character, my soul.
My soul.
Not what I look like. If you ask a question about what I look like, I am well within my rights to tell you whatever the fuck I want. And he lied.
Disagree.
I love the play.
Disagree.
Love the play. I
don't
love
like
the play.
it. You're just setting yourself up for disaster, I think, here. Because she then later jokes, watch you be covered in tats. As
she
if
also likes him.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
We also find out she likes him, so it doesn't even matter.
We don't know that. We don't know.
But what? She said it out loud. I believe her.
She says she has small ones that she got removed. He says, I'm going to try to ask Luca's mom, his son, to have Luca be with them in the next phase of the experiment. And she's like, oh, great. Yes. And he says, this is the top 3 moments of my life. And he says, we're each other's purposes. My head would explode if I felt like this for 2 people. Kind of giving her a little dig at having 2 love interests still.
And he's the happiest he's been in a long time. If it wasn't for her, he'd go home. And this is an all eggs that he plays here. And this all eggsing was my play of the game. There's a lot of bad plays happening in these 3 episodes. But I do think Jordan overall, and I mean, maybe this is giving away my kind of final conclusion here. I think overall he was the best player because he, and it's for this all eggsing. He is in this love triangle with a guy who's more suited to his person, at least on paper, as she says. I would rather be with Mike in the real world. I would pass up a guy like Jordan. He all eggses in this instance, and it wins. He doesn't know that he's doing this right here, but he wins the love triangle, and he's going to ultimately move to the next round of the game because of it.
I feel like the Luca PTC is what wins the love triangle ultimately, but
he already played that.
It is a good play. We then see Nick and Kate, and he goes, I'm being pulled in 2 different directions. She's like, you said love level 4 to me 2 days ago. Are you love bombing me? She's got the stats. She's checked the journal. She says, sir? Are you reneging this?
He's like, no, that is how I felt. I wasn't lying. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, maybe we have a different definition of love, but it feels like it was real easy for you to say that. And he's like, it wasn't easy. And he says he doesn't think this is the biggest challenge they could ever face. She loves talking with him intellectually. They're future casting a little bit. And he says his feelings for her will go throughout time. He says, I will still love you even after we're buried 10 feet underground. And he thinks God put him on these paths for a reason. And then she says, I'm not religious. And he loses his fucking mind. He's like, wait a minute. You said you'd think about God if you're a mom and a dad. And he's like, I didn't know you never want to walk that path again. I can't go through with this. So he does a God dumping here, similar to what Tayshia Adams did in Bachelorette 16 when she dumped Ivan Hall after their Fantasy Suite Airstream trailer date because he was agnostic.
He does it like with this like word trickery where it's like, well, you said you weren't open to God after the death, but I assumed that meant before you were super religious.
Yeah, ready to walk the path. So it's a path dumping and he leaves the pod. She's in the women's quarters then sobbing. We see Allie miraculously appears out of nowhere. We haven't seen her in 16 episodes. Here she is, STCOing, that shoulder to cry on. And they talk about the breakup a little bit. In the men's quarters, we see Anton now is STCOing for Nick, who tells him that he wants to pursue his other connection. He thinks he might have made the biggest mistake of his life. Then we see Nick and Annie in the pod. And he says, God refreshed his spirit. And he's choosing Annie. He all exes her. She all exes back. And he says, when I'm laying on top of you and locked in and staring into your eyes, that's how you'll know I love you. And then he says, I do love you. LL4, she returns it. And she doesn't want to hurt her other connection. But Nick just bumped him out. They LL4 one more time.
Then we see her go to dump Brendan and she says, I don't think it would work. You haven't been fighting for me. She makes up this whole rom-com thing about him. And he's like, okay, well, don't open that gift box now. Good luck. Bye.
And we never find out what's in there. What's in the box? Brendan, what's in the box?
I would say, well, just burn that box. It has my love level 4 to you right inside it. You don't get that ring.
What if it's a replica, like a silicone replica of Gwyneth Paltrow's head? You know what I'm saying?
Why? No.
Huh? Do you know this? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh, I know that from Bachelor.
What? There was a movie directed by one David Fincher, starring one Bradley Pitt, called Seven. I think it's Moratorium's Off is like a 20-plus-year-old movie at this point, I think. He's tracking a serial killer played by Kevin Spacey. And Kevin Spacey is killing people based on the 7 deadly sins and setting up these elaborate kind of like scenes with their dead bodies and shit. And then the police discover and are like, what the fuck's going on? The last sin that he has to get to, it might be pride. I forget what it is, but it's Brad Pitt. Right. And so to like illustrate that sin, he kills Brad Pitt's wife, who is played by Gwyneth Paltrow, and has a box delivered to Brad Pitt. And when he opens it, it's her head.
That's messed up.
That's the end of the movie.
We see then the guy chat. Brendan says he didn't see that coming. He was going to propose. And Nick is like, don't worry. It's going to be boring when you guys are not around to say stupid shit. They are just giving Nick like complete villain edit at this point. Like every dumb sentence this man uttered in the pods, it's in the edit. Yeah,
they really fucked him over in the cut for sure. I mean, whatever. He said what he said. The homophobic shit is like pretty unforgivable, but they are making him look as bad as possible. Yeah, for sure.
We then go ahead. We see Casey then and Pat. He says, "I'm worried you're too good to be true." She goes, "I've waited for you forever." He love level 4s her. She love level 4s back. He says, "Ride or die." Die. Produces tears. He says, "You have a timeless soul. I'm obsessed. I choose you for eternity." Proposes. She says yes. Yep. Oh, God. Then we weirdly see another pod with Brendan and Annie, where he love level 4s and produces tears trying to Hail Mary. And that's our cliffhanger to episode 5. Starting episode 5, he's doing his Hail Mary, love level 4. She produces tears, he produces tears, but it's not enough to get her back. I mean, I literally feel like I've only seen it that one time with Katisha, where someone was able to successfully get back in the game after dumping.
It has to have happened prior to this.
Maybe.
I mean, there's definitely been like notch downs. There was another one on season 1 of UK. I forget this guy's name. It was like
Jebediah.
Something like that. It was an Aya at the end of it.
He married that girl.
Yeah. And that was a notch down. She picked another guy and
it was a notch down, but I'm saying like within the pods.
Oh, like, right. There was another notch down in the American one too. Zach Goytowski and Bliss Porit-Zadi. They've got a fucking Love is Blind baby now.
And that sword.
I gotta get a sword.
All I remember of him is the sword on the wall and him proposing on the boat, looking like he was gonna fall off the boat. We then see Mike and Megan Sparkles. She love level 1s. She love level 2s. He love level 2s. She love level 3s. She produces tears. He love level 3s. And he walks out and says, "I'm not walking out on you like a dump, but I'm walking out earlier than I would have. Think about me."
Yeah, he basically puts out an ultimatum, and he's kind of being like, I need to test you. He's giving this kind of like shitty, I'm nagging you, kind of, I'm in control of this type dude. This was a massive error play from him, and he doesn't know it, but he's setting up this. Jordan is already all legs and has been nothing but like a nice guy to her. She is used to, per her own admission, dealing with fucking assholes in all of her relationships. And Jordan represents the opposite. And she's like, maybe that's what I need here. I've done the asshole thing every other time and it never works. Let me try something different.
My father says, pick Jordan.
Yeah. But they do love level 3 here at the end of it. And he says that she calls him babe. And he's like, I like the sound of that. I want to kiss you. And he's like, think about what life would look like with me. And that's their final little word. Then we see Sparkle and Jordan in the pod. And she says she has another connection and didn't know that he knew it. And then he says, I thought it was just Blake. She says this other connection is somebody she's traditionally gone for. She tears, says she's happy with him and it's special. And the dad thing and the Luca PTCs mirroring up, she thinks is a cosmic sign from her deceased father that she should go with Jordan. He says he's not trying to be a salesperson. He knows that being a single parent is harder than being with a person who has no kid. He knows that he could make her happy. She says, oh, I love you. Love level 4. And he says, I love you too. Love level 4.
And when he says, I love you too, solidifying that it's not a joke, love level 4, Meg makes my
face play of the game
wide mouth. She's like, my love level 4 slipped out, but now I'm going to do it for real. Love level 4. And that's, for some, that's a commitment, but not for Nick. Nick is in the pod with Annie next. Annie reads this poem. He love level 4 is her. She love level 4 is him. She produces tears. He does a proposal. She says yes. Oh God. We then see Annie go back to the girls' quarters. Everybody celebrates her engagement. Then we see Nick.
Brutal. Just fucking
And Nick
brutal.
tries to celebrate the same way, but doesn't realize that Brendan is still there. It is such cringeworthy vibes. He's like, sorry, I didn't know you were in the room.
It was like watching Hegseth talk to those generals. He came in and he's like, we're getting married. And all the guys are just stone-faced, silent, no reaction.
Except one person is not stone-faced, and that's Edmund. Edmund produces tears at this because he's so upset at Brendan's heartbreak.
Yeah.
And we get sad music. And Brendan leaves and refuses to talk to Nick.
And then Nick comes over and tries to talk to him. And he's just like, not right now, bro. Not right now, bro. He pushes Nick away. He's like, this conversation can't fucking happen. We then see Patrick and Casey. They get a reveal. She ITMs that she's going to marry the shit out of that guy and might have to put on underwear because she's going to pee her pants. She's never dated somebody that looks like him. And that's scary to her. She doesn't know how she's going to be with him. The door's open. They come together. He picks her up. She does a Prue Jew. That, of course, is a Who Jew named after Madison Pruitt, who popularized this variant of it, which is a dead leg, straight leg, no legs wrapped around, just kind of like a dead body swinging there with him. And he takes her into the trees in the back of the set.
Gotta do Prue Jew, no underwear.
What's that?
You gotta do a Prue Jew, no underwear.
You could be fucking naked to do a Who Jew.
He says he was going to guess that she was balayage style hair and notes that she has a chest piercing. He proposes. They kiss a bunch. They love level 4. All seems okay.
And there's a bunch of kisses here. I mean, I got to say, from what I saw here, the body language and stuff, she was leaning in. There were kissings. They both seem to say all the right things. He's a little nervous. He brings up, his insecurities about being Asian and stuff, but I did not get a sense
He seems nervous.
He seems very nervous, but I didn't get a sense from this that what we're going to see momentarily would be the outcome of this. I thought at the very least she was going to give this a real try. That's what I got from this. She did play us. And in that moment, I was like, all right, she does have a little bit of juice. She can play this game. She just chose not to.
I don't know what the plan was exactly. Was she like, I'm going to do Mexico and then just couldn't bring herself to do it? I don't know.
I don't know
either. We then see Megan Sparkles and Mike. He gives her a letter. She produces tears. She says, I'm going with my other connection. He goes, love is blind, more like love is blindsided. And he says the title that's in the promo. And he says, Jordan and I are really different. I know you. Tries to throw some shady bombs at Jordan. And Megan's like, I'm second guessing. And Mike says, I don't want to cry. She cries. Then he cries. Then she cries.
She demands it. He's like, don't make me cry. And she goes, cry.
Oh, right.
Whoa.
Cry.
Holy shit. She produces tears from him. She demands the tear play. She demands it. If you can't fucking tear play, you don't deserve to be on the same stage as me.
She's been with billionaires. She can extract tears.
She leaves ultimately, and then Annie STCOs her. She comes back to the women's quarters and Sparkle says she didn't. She thought Mike was going to make it easier for her. I guess she assumed he would have some kind of ego reaction, and he didn't really. He was like, listen, I get it. I hope you're happy. I think I would be the one to make you happier. I thought he played this well, and I agree with what she's saying. I thought he was going to, fuck you. You don't know what you're missing. I'm the 100%.
Best.
And he didn't do that.
He did do the little Jordan digs, but...
Yeah, but I thought he handled the dumping extremely well. He played it basically perfectly. Unfortunately, he had kind of played the asshole up to that point, and you can't do like a quick turnaround after she's already made the choice. Yeah. Wasn't going to work out for him.
Too late. He tells Jordan no hard feelings.
And they fucking hug it out. They hug it out in the men's quarters. I was blown away by this from Mike.
They hug it out, and then Nick tells Mike, you are the most eligible bachelor I've ever seen. She's going to need an EpiPen when she sees you.
Which is a direct verbatim reference to Jess Vestal, what she told Jimmy, I forget his last name, when he dumped her. And she said, when you see me, you're going to choke. You're going to need an EpiPen. This is a studied fucking player. He's quoting
Should
the
have
greats.
studied harder.
What do you mean? He's still in the fucking game.
He's got a terrible edit.
At this point, he's in probably the strongest couple.
God, I know.
Who do you see beating them?
That is wild. They do seem like the most likely to get married at this point.
Look, we're about to get into this next episode, the final one of this 3-drop that we're recapping. But after everything I've seen, like Jordan and Megan Sparkle, he even had a moment at the group reunion where I was like, what the fuck? They're kind of up there. Yeah. I think they might make it. But I find like I'm rooting for the fucking homophobic couple. How the fuck is this happening?
It's not good.
That's when you know the season's real bad.
Disaster. We see then Jordan and Megan Sparkles. Jordan said, implied blessing, your dad would have loved me and I would have loved him.
This conversation opens with them talking about how it's the 10th day. Now, I don't know if anyone out there knows how this fucking show works, but the pods last for 10 days. Everyone dates for 9 days. Then the 10th day is when they all propose. It gets cut differently. So you saw like Allie and Anton got married in episode 1 or whatever, and grew old and died, had children, grandchildren, etc. Their whole lives flashed before our eyes in one episode. Meanwhile, you see Megan Sparkle dragging it out for multiple.
Yeah.
They don't give you that structure. They condense the time for some couples and not for others. And it just makes it so fucking weird. So when they talk about like, this is the 10th day, that means it's proposal day. And I really wish they would cut it to show that so that we know how much exact time has passed. Nonetheless, thought it was interesting.
Like, just show us the first meeting of everyone that's going to be important. They did that in the Love is Blind France. You got to see the first conversation between all the couples. And I enjoy that.
I agree.
Jordan gives himself this implied blessing from her dad. He level 4s her. She level 4s him back. He proposes. She says yes. She produces tears. We see both quarters Sally. Then we get the Nick and Annie reveal. They're kissing. She only says one little dig that she hates his haircut. Imagined him to be more of a mountain man. We then quick cut. I don't like this. Kind of jarred me. We get a second reveal right after that of Jordan and Megan Sparkles.
Let's talk about this reveal though. The Nick and Annie reveal. Good or bad?
Look, it's all going much better for them than I thought it would.
Yes. There were several kisses here. They're saying all the right things. He's ITM being on cloud 9. She's into it. She's into the ring. They're sitting with this blanket under their laps. She's like, she ITMs, I made the right decision. I love him so much. It went well. It was a good fucking reveal. It didn't seem awkward.
It's still hard for me to believe, but yeah.
Both of their body languages suggested that they were actually attracted to each other.
Like, the thing is, I feel like that's the only option really at that point. Like, you kind of have to do that regardless of how you're feeling.
What? Motherfucker,
he'd just be like, strong arm him.
Do you remember? I forget her name now. Brittany.
Yeah,
it was Brittany, and the guy who sold the watches and was always talking about how much money he had, or he's an art dealer, I think.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name. The repulsion from her. She might as well had a fucking force field around her body.
Most people are better actors than she was in that moment.
I'm just saying.
She was, I'm
saying if it
rarely happens. Even though, like, we saw a good reveal, a quote unquote good reveal with Casey and Pat, and she hates him.
Right, but she's a good player. I'm saying that, at least in that moment, she was. Overall, she's a fucking horrible player. But I'm just saying that usually in the body language, you can tell a little bit if one person is like slightly leaning back and the other one's doing more of the initiation of kissing, or when they sit down on the bench, if one of them's trying to hold the hands,
you can
and the
tell
other one's
which
like,
one's happier.
Totally. And here, like genuinely, it looked pretty good for both of them. It looked like they were into it.
She did the dig about the hair. I would say it seems like he was still happier than her.
Yeah. Okay. I'll buy that.
Why am I fighting about this? I'm sure they're in love and they're married and they'll have great little straight kids.
Yeah. That's for sure.
The Jordan and Meg reveal goes great. Kissing, love level 4ing.
Calls him cute, handsome. They talk about her butt a little bit. Then producers give him an extra tool in this. He's got a little box of pictures of his son. They view those.
I liked that. It's good for them to be able to look at a third thing.
He finally tells her the truth about he's got a full leg and full arm sleeve tattoos. She's like, I like it. I love tattoos. They look at her small hands. They look at the ring. And he says, we need you, to her, implying him and his son, which I thought was a good move. And he ITMs that he's going to put the vasectomy to use. And she shows him her ass. And he says, you probably have a wagon. She says she used to have huge implants, but is now back to natural as well, talking about her boobs. So a lot of boob talk, a lot of ass talk, a lot of vasectomy talk. And she ITMs tears about her dad cheering her on from heaven. Goes very well.
A vasectomy, it's a good move.
If you like knives in your genitalia, yeah.
In general, vasectomy, great move. The way he's using it here as like a sexual come on, great. More vasectomies, I say.
If you're into
we go then jarring cut to the women's hotel, and we see that Casey looks disheveled as fuck. Her hair is up in a wild knot. You know something is horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And
Patrick
Patrick comes in and she love level 4s him, but this is our cliffhanger.
And then we see this conversation to start episode 6, where she basically is like, I don't think she ITMs. He's not a bad guy in any sense, but he deserves a person who's obsessed with him, and she's not attracted to him. She says that in the ITM
to producers.
Yes, to producers.
I've been thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
The angle is like she's talking to someone, and the camera is on the side of her. I wonder if she thought this wasn't filmed.
Then that's on her.
Yeah.
If you're...
I mean, obviously it's on her, but...
Where at any time in the course of your contractual obligation to the show, you have to assume you're being shot and your audio is being recorded. Even if there's no camera in sight and you're not wearing a mic, you assume it.
There's a camera. I just have been like, why on earth would she do this like clear lie?
Yeah.
When she's on camera, and I was like, that she must have thought she wasn't being filmed or something.
Had to have, because she tells producers, "I'm not attracted to him," but then says that has nothing to do with it to him. She just says, "No, let's keep dating. I just don't want to go to Mexico." And he's like, "That's fine. As long as you're not dumping me, we can just go date wherever." And they do this little conversation where she's like, "I don't even know how to get your number." He's like, "Do you have Instagram?"
Is she trying to get him to not be able to contact her at this point? I'm like, what?
I think that was what that was. Because they don't have their phones at this point back. They don't get their phones back until after the honeymoon, when they come back and live in the apartments and shit. So producers still have their phones, but it's like, of course you could get their fucking number from producers ostensibly. But it's a very weird scene where she's trying to like scrape him off, but can't quite do it. No. And he's under the impression they're going to keep dating, just not
he's like,
on the show.
She just doesn't want to do the show.
Yeah.
And go slower. It's really sad because you see this ITM, like, I can never be more attracted to him. Yeah. I don't want to go to Mexico.
And they do a fucking hoochoo outside the hotel, a standing hoochoo. She wraps her legs all the fucking way around him and they're kissing and shit. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh, and she also says they're going to try to make it look like it's something else about the producers.
Mm-hmm.
But then
we get a shot of her that says 45 minutes earlier. She says on camera her attraction to him won't grow, which she did not tell him. She doesn't want to go to Mexico and then have to tell him that she can't get there with him.
If Nick hadn't pulled what he pulled, and if a bunch of other people hadn't pulled what they will pull, this would have been my error of the dump. But there were just so many.
This was my error of the game. All the other shit. Say
Classic
what you will
clues.
about these people. These people are in the game still. You know what I mean? They're saying wild shit and doing horrible things. They're still in the game. They still have a chance to get those numbers. She's done. Cut off. We'll never see or hear from her again. Maybe at the reunion, and everybody's going to fucking hate her. She has painted herself into the corner of being a villain and not in the show. It's a double whammy. You're done. Just a fucking stupid move. In my opinion, top to bottom. You do go to Mexico. You do live with him for 2 weeks. You do go to the altar. And then you say, whatever reason you want to make up, I'm just not ready. It wasn't long enough time. Blah, blah, blah. The playbook is there. Just fucking follow it. Okay.
Devastate this man, Casey.
None of it's fucking real.
You should have devastated him.
None of it's fucking real.
Who knows? It's all on a spectrum. We then see everyone packing, getting to the hotel in Mexico. The 5 remaining couples, Edmund Kringle's, KB, these matching shirts. We see Nick and Annie kissing. They're still doing chemistry play. We then see Jordan and Megan talking about his tattoos. He says he has an arm tattoo if you combine his hands together. She level 4s him. Stuff's going good. What?
They talk about his thick thighs. She asks to see his tush. He says, I don't have any tats on my tush. And she starts scratching his arm. And she's like, do you like arm tickles? Yes. Back tickles? Yes. Head tickles? Yes. Penis tickles? Love level 4 and a kiss here. Anton and Allie.
Disgusting. She's talking about being digmatized just like Taylor Swift. So gross. So gross.
I talked to my sister about that today. My sister's a huge Swiftie. She fully supports the album, thinks it's brilliant, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. You've never liked her shit. Who cares what you think?
I don't dislike it.
You don't like it. It's
has
fine.
No effect on me.
It doesn't
I don't
make
not
you
like
cry.
it
That's
like
fine. It makes me cry. That's all I need.
You know what? The only music is that makes me cry.
If you want hours of Clues and I fighting about Taylor Swift, go on our Patreon. The beginning of pretty much every Kazagor this week.
It's about 10 minutes. The only music that makes me cry is by an artist called Chad K. Look for him on Spotify. Anton and Allie now are up. They're kissing. She calls him creepy for kissing with his eyes open. Awkward. He says after spending $5,000 on a ring, he couldn't afford the vacation. She says the ring has to be at least $10,000. And I'm like, he didn't pay for the fucking ring. And it's probably more than $5,000, I would guess. We see Madison and Joe at night at their private pool. They kiss.
Oh, God.
She says in the low light, she has a hard time seeing. You have to see her run into something to actually know that she's blind. She has motion sensor lights, she says, all over her house. And he says, I'll be your seeing eye person. He likes how the ring looks on her. She takes out her hair extensions. She ITMs, he's such a babe. She runs into a wall. They get into the pool. He then, in an ITM, says on camera to a camera pointing at his face, I'm into thinner women. It's just a preference, but they could have a larger physique. Attraction can grow. This was my
screaming
error of maybe the entire franchise.
Like,
unbelievable.
It's kind of hard to compare the homophobia error to the fat shaming, body shaming error that this is. Like, they're both horrendous errors.
Yes.
And like watching this couple is also makes me very uncomfortable after this point.
Absolutely. And it's also just the way he played it. Like, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. Fine. No one faults anyone for that. Saying it on camera in this manner, if he even would have just said like, yeah, I'm having a hard time putting the voice to the person. I'm not quite sure the chemistry is there yet. You could say something like that.
Said. That is what he said at the initial one.
Yeah, and that's fine. You can say that. That's admissible. To say this
chemistry
is very bad, to say the least. You can't. The whole point of the process is that you're going into this to, as they put it, fall in love with somebody for their personality and shit, right? So it implies that you as a participant are at least willing to do that. It's like Gary it's like Mel Owens in Golden Bachelor saying like, I'm not into women over 40 or whatever. It's like, motherfucker, you're the Golden Bachelor. That's what this is too. It's like, motherfucker, you went on Love is Blind. You're not supposed to give a shit about what people look like.
It's against the whole premise of the show.
It's dumb.
Such bad play. It's like,
yep, absolutely terrible.
What are you what are you gaining out of this? Like, it's wild. But they're kissing in the hot tub after they intercut that with this ITM. Yeah. And she's even like picking up on something. She's like, what's going on? Are you into this? He's like, it's just that disconnect. But he continues making out with her. And we later learn that they consummated.
Yeah.
After that, we see KB and Edmund. He saves a moth, which she doesn't like. But this creature that was flying around their hotel room that KB wanted murdered and Edmund saved was my creature of the week.
This moth that Edmund so benevolently saved was also my creature of the week. I fully understand this. I don't kill any bug that I ever find. I either leave them to live amongst me, or if it's some kind of a bug that I don't like, I will catch and release. I get this.
I got my dad a little device that I think is for children, where you can like catch the bug on the wall, and it's got a little magnifying glass on it, so you like see what they look like up close as you can take them outside.
I got my bug cup.
That works too.
Yeah.
They do their night routines. Jordan and Megan, he's really into his teeth. He does his tongue scraper. Everyone goes to bed and are kissing. Morning time. We see the one-on-one dates. Allie and Anton are dune buggying. Megan and Jordan do some sort of spirit guide yoga where this woman is playing a drum to them. And this spirit guide witch who drums for them was my Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
This drumming spirit guide was also my
Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
I love a spirit guide. What?
I just realized I have to change my creature.
Oh, please.
We then see Annie and Nick, and they're on the whale date, and they see a bunch of whales, and this whale was my creature of the week. Sorry, I love whales.
Oh.
They are so cool.
Yeah. They're just like us.
And we also see Edmund and KB get to the chopper over the whales.
Yeah.
So they got to be on 2 dates.
Then we see their lunch, and they get into this interesting conversation about, is this where they talk about, would you fight for me? Yeah. She says, if you're in a club.
She now feels challenged because he gave her a gift.
Yeah.
She now has to win.
She's like, I'll one up you. I'll give you a better gift. Hey, by the way, if we're in a club and a buff guy tries to steal me from you, what are you going to do? And he's like, try to de-escalate the situation. And she's like, you wouldn't fucking beat the shit out of him?
Talk to the security.
Yeah. And he's like, no. And she goes, what if he's not buff? Would you beat the shit out of him then? And he's like,
yeah, what if he's like you? What if he has no muscles?
Yeah. Meanwhile, he was a college football player. It's like, he's in very good shape. he's like, I don't care if he's in a wheelchair. I'm not going to fight a guy. And she's like, okay, whatever. So this is already, in my opinion, kind of an incompatibility at the very least.
Yes.
That she wants a guy who will literally kick the shit out of anyone who is within her vicinity. And he's like, I don't want to go to jail. We then see Madison and Joe on a boat. And she says, you're great in bed. He has a huge heart. She loves him. She doesn't think he's said it first ever, she says. And he's like, what? Really? And she's like, during sexy time, you say it. They see a dolphin. And she says she's always felt like she wasn't enough. And she says last night she felt sick. There was some moment during the sexual interaction, I guess, where she didn't feel secure. And he says, in my past, you're not my type. Ooh. Ooh. He should have just rolled off the boat into the sea and never reemerged, never resurfaced. He should have been at the bottom waiting to be discovered by Chalk, his bones guarding treasures. He just compounds this error. He cannot let it go. It's obviously going to be the end of their relationship.
Oh my God. It's awful. And like, oh God. They still love level 4 though after this. We see Nick and Annie, they're level 4 and kissing. We see Edmund in a brief moment roller skating. Love that those are going to be everywhere. And then we get the meetup. The pool party meetup.
This is rough. This is a rough scene, ladies and gentlemen. There's no easy way to say it.
Yeah.
Megan and Joe get there first. Then we see...
we see some ITMs of people's first impressions. Annie thinks Joe gets Botox. Allie thinks Nick has lizard eyes.
That was the line of the drop to me. Just fucking hardcore. Allie comes out of nowhere. She's like, you might not have seen me in very many episodes, but this fucking guy has lizard eyes. Just fucking boom, skewered. Fuck you, buddy. They start drinking. That's important. The women talk about something that surprises them. Annie says they're the same person, her and Anton. They say Nick is 6 feet. Or her and Nick, sorry. Nick is 6 feet tall. KB talks about Edmund's picking his hair at all times. They all think he loves her. She says, we haven't fucked yet. They have some foreplay, but she's holding out until the wedding night. Megan Sparkle says Jordan is the best sex she's ever had because he knows what the fuck he's doing. So they're all talking about who has had sex, who has not. Madison says Joe had amazing sex. Allie says she could not wait. Nothing about the quality here of Antoni Pepperoni's sexual.
Or whether his eyes were open or not.
Or whether he had lizard eyes. KB makes Megan stand up. They all compliment her ass. Jordan tells the guys they're all having sex, but Edmund says he's waiting till marriage. He respects it. He says, though, I do have to hit it before marriage. And Anton's like, it depends on the situation. You know, I've gone a couple months without sex before, and all the guys are like, oh, dude, a couple months. I can't believe you got a couple months without sex. Oh, my God.
Curly dick bros don't take time off.
Yeah, that's right. If you got a curly dick, it must be satisfied. Edmund is putting sunscreen now all over the other women, and the other guys are putting sunscreen on their women. Edmund's putting it on KB's feet. He's licking her toes. Everybody's like, what the fuck? He's standing like feet away from people as he's doing this. The other women leave. Edmund then talks to Annie and KB about her making Brendan cry. He's bringing up these past transgressions. We just saw this in Love is Blind England, too. You never do this. This is an error.
Cal accosting someone about the love triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, Katisha.
Yeah, about, what was that guy's name? Demolove.
Yeah. Not Charity, Daughton's cousin.
Yes. Nick hears beckoned by Annie. We get a kiss. Then we see Joe grabbing Madison's ass. They get a kiss. Joe jokes about how white Jordan is. Jordan is drunk. Joe is drunk. Madison is turned off by this. And this is where shit starts going south. We see that they're drunk.
Megan is also turned off by this. Says you're annoying me to Jordan.
Yes. This is one of his only errors. I do believe Jordan seemingly is just drunk. Joe seems a little maybe more. And we don't know. Like I said, this is conjecture. This is online chatter. But people do believe he might have been under the influence of something more than just alcohol. Megan comes up to him. Joe outs him for talking about mouth smells and how he likes to floss like crazy. And he's like, yep. And Megan's like, I know, he's always flossing. Anton then tells Jordan he has something in his tooth. Sparkle digs it out of his teeth for him. And he tells Joe his energy needs to stop. Joe makes fun of Jordan for eating guac. Megan then says Jordan might love Joe more than her. They're kind of bromancing. Jordan makes a pegging joke after somebody says she didn't peg somebody for something. Megan calls him out for being annoying. He's like, I'll stop. He says, easy peasy, and tries to spin her around. And she's like, fuck no, dude. Don't do this to me.
Spin refusal.
Denied spin play. They get in the pool. They play around. Allie and Anton. The other women call Anton and Allie classy and cute. Madison tells Anton it's interesting to be out of the pods. She says, physically, it's amazing. She asks Joe what he thinks. And he's like, who? Huh? He's so drunk that he's not listening to what she's saying, or in quotes, drunk. I don't know. Like he's something.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Watching this scene.
Certainly, though, his mental state is impaired somehow, some way.
Seems that
whatever
way.
It is. I don't know what the fuel for this behavior is, but there is a fuel, maybe multiple fuels interacting simultaneously inside of his cerebral cortex.
I hope you didn't buy that fuel on the streets of Mexico. Don't do that.
He's got
PSA.
that Mexican fuel.
PSA.
That Mexican street fuel. Madison leaves. That. And then Joe comes to join her to chill. And he's like, how you feeling? And she's like, good until I talk to you, because you talk over me. You talk over everybody else. She's like, let me get you some water. And he's like, I'm just going to go back to the room. I need to take a nap. You have fun. Stay here and have fun. I'm going to go back to the room. And she's like, what the fuck? He leaves. Night falls. Annie tells Nick the girl chat was all about sex. He says the guys didn't talk about anything, really, nothing deep. They kiss. Annie says she made the right choice for herself. And he says he feels like they hit the lottery, wouldn't change a thing, love before kiss. And I'm just like, these are the fucking kids, or the guys who said I would beat my gay kids. Didn't they say that verbatim? Almost. Basically. And I'm just like, how am I now in their corner? I'm like, oh, they seem cute. I'm like, what is fucking going on here?
It's wild to me that they are getting along the best, presumably, from this edit. Oh, God. And then we get Madison Joe scene where...
Oh, man.
She wakes him up.
Yeah.
And he goes, why are you dressed so fancy? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm still in my bikini from the pool party.
And he's like, pool party? What pool party? Where am I? Who am I? Are we on an alien craft? He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
No.
He's like, we've all been there. Blackout 100%. Drunk. I mean. We've all been there. Blackout drunk 5 days a week from age 21 to 28. We've all been there.
Yeah. We've lived. Clues and I might seem old, but we've lived.
I'm 29 years old.
So am I. I'm a young mother.
For life. Okay. His reaction to all of this strikes me as somebody who is not just drunk. Again, I don't have that.
I think I speculated that in our Kazakor.
I think you did too.
I don't, who knows? Maybe this is, some people react like this to alcohol.
Yeah. So
I know it can happen.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to.
If he had, he's like, it's my first open bar I've ever been to.
Yeah.
He has 20 drinks.
I had to get my money's worth. I don't know. Whatever the case.
I don't know.
He's out of his mind. She offers to get him some water. He's like, Jesus Christ. And then she is forced to march off into the darkness of their hotel room. He's incoherent. She says as much. He's like, what do you mean I'm incoherent? And he seems to not even know she was at the pool party. He's like, I just needed a nap. What? And she's like, you asked me the same question 4 times. You're freaking me out. And he's like, what? You're freaked out? Don't be freaked out. That's weird. And he's like, I'm good. She walks away. She's in the bathroom, tear playing, and she gets in the shower and says, of course, there's a fucking cactus, implying that she ran into a cactus in her night blindness that he's not helping her with because he's fucking out of his mind on something.
No, she's trying to take care of him, and he's saying, she's sobbing. He says, you're coming in hot. Wow, we've just seen her offering water and being like, did you get too drunk? It's fine. Really hard to watch.
He comes into the bathroom ultimately, and he's like, oh, this is funny. And she's like, I was checking on you. You're waking up and asking these questions. You asked me the same question 7 times. You left the pool party because you were so fucked up. And he's like, quit saying that. Jesus Christ. And it's like, what? We fucking all saw it, dude. It happened. And he's like, are you coming in hot? And she gets mad. She's like, sorry, I fucking checked on you. And he's like, fuck me for trying. And then he says, or no, sorry, she says that. Fuck me for trying. And he says, okay, woman.
He did. I don't remember that. Oh, God.
So this one's going down in flames, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus
we don't know
Christ.
what he was doing. Maybe
Jesus
it was just
H.
booze,
Roosevelt Christ.
Oh my God, Sassenach. Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ. All you men do is fight wars. If only I could travel back to the future and not have to deal with this. KB and Edmund then, we cut to their room. Night. They're talking in bed about the other couples. They're ranking. And he's like, I think Anton likes Allie more than she likes him. And KB's like,
Agreed.
She's on her period. What? She's just divulging this fucking information on camera to everybody. And she's like, when I'm on my period, sometimes I don't want to be touched. He thinks that he and KB are the strongest couple in everyone else's eyes. And he makes her guess if they're in the top or the bottom couples. And she's like, I think we are, but I don't care what the other people think. And he's like, well, I do. And she's like, that's going to beat you up. Meanwhile, you just 5 minutes ago in this very episode calling for him to beat someone up in a hyper competitive trial of masculinity.
It is.
Now she's like, don't compare.
Hard to guess. Yeah, I'm like, I thought she liked competitiveness. Now she doesn't. It's hard to guess what her reaction is to various topics.
Yeah.
She tells him, we're the only couple that didn't have sex. And he's like, what? Not even Allie and Anton? No. And she goes, I think sex to you is more sacred. And then she says, basically, she's made guys wait 9 months. She's made them wait 3 months. Like, if she really cares about the person, she waits, but she has had one night stands. And I am like, don't let this go where I think it's going to go. You can just tell Edmund is like gearing up to say it. I'm like, he's going to Roger this from Outlander.
He even says it. He says he doesn't want to say it because he doesn't want to hear it coming out of his mouth.
Don't say it.
And then he
don't
fucking
say
says
it, Edmund. Don't say it.
He's like, I don't want to say
have
this.
There's no heroes in Love Is Blind. I always forget, but there's no heroes. And he says, you let strangers fuck you. Yeah. I feel like I'm more locked in emotionally with you. It hurts. He starts crying. He goes, I'm too nice.
And when Edmund says, I'm giving you my all, but I'm the only guy who hasn't had sex with you, and you let guys who don't care about you have sex with you. And he produces tears. He also produces mine.
Face play of the game.
It's kind of a scrunched up, pained, like, I can't believe you're letting guys have sex with you. His whole face is contorted. It's a mask of anguish over the idea that she could have had sex with other guys before him, but now won't have sex with him for a matter of weeks. By the way, she keeps saying that. Once we get married, it's fine. That's 2 weeks away or whatever, 3 weeks away. And he's like, no!
I mean, to be fair, I understand where he's coming from on that. You're committing to life with this person.
Have you not watched Outlander? I agree with what you're saying. But the way he's handling this, the way he's playing it every day. The way he's playing it is wrong. You can, for sure.
Of course. I was like, he's rogering it. He's gonna fucking say some sexist ass shit.
Yes. He's putting it on her that like she's a bad person for not fucking him, but fucking other guys.
And fucking before
how it's
marriage,
played is this way.
Generally, like
all of that. Yes. She's free to make this choice that she doesn't want to have sex with this guy until marriage. That's totally fine. He's also free to make the choice that he can't get married unless he has sex with somebody. That's totally fine. That's all you have to do is say that. Like, look, I totally get where you're coming from. For me, though, before I make a lifetime commitment to somebody, I need to know that the chemistry part of the relationship works. That's all. That's all it is to me. That's it. That's all you say. There's no tear play. There's no screaming. There's no accusations of how could you do this if you didn't, and these guys don't mean anything, and there's no blame here. It's just two people who have a different attitude about this thing.
Yes.
And if you need
Neither
to have...
is right or wrong.
Yeah, you either find some compromise, or if not, that's the, if it's a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker. But his handling of it was a giant fucking error. And he says he's always the nice guy. He fucked up. He's too nice. He's fucking weird. He knows that. And he gets told that. Tears, mental breakdown. And she thinks he's too fucking nice. He's stuck on her having these one night stands. And she says the last one was over a year ago. She says, we can call this shit a night, to be honest with you. And that is the end of episode 6. We don't know.
Oh my God. What a roller coaster.
I mean, it went from being super boring and edited weird to one episode of like all the worst plays maybe in the history of the game in one, not even one episode really, in one, like the meetup when they all meet up.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen somebody as fucked up as Joe was. We've seen some drunk people, but not like that. Like blacking out and not remembering what happened 20 minutes prior.
We had one guy who like, didn't he black out and like kiss someone? And then
shit, I don't remember. Maybe.
I have no idea what season that was. I realized I didn't give a play of the game. There was so much horrendous play, but I'm going to say that Jordan's implied father blessing during his proposal was my play of the game.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good play. Who was your MVP? I know. It's not easy.
God. I'm going to say Megan Sparkles was my MVP.
Okay.
I feel like she, for whatever reason, got them to stretch out her love triangle for the longest. I feel like she's gotten most of the screen time, and she is my MVP mostly due to everyone else erroring out.
She just played a straight, even keeled game, and that's all you got to do.
Does not
with
happen
this fucking
very
crop.
often. Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, who's yours?
Jordan was my
MVP
for what I thought was a very strong, good guy strategy with a little bit of deviousness. I think it helped him in the end that he lied about the tattoo. She's like, okay, this guy he's got a little bit of a bad boy side. You know, he lied to me about his tattoos. I like tattoos. So I think he did himself a service there, but his overall good guy play to beat out Mike, who was,
I thought was going to win.
Same. And Megan Sparkle even said it. This is the guy that I normally go for. I can see our future together, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He had to come in and beat him out with nice guy play. Even in the end, when Mike realized, fuck, I played the asshole too hard. Now let me nice guy in this dump. Let me nice guy to the guy who beat me. It was too late for him. He should have been playing a nicer guy strategy up until that point. And I thought Jordan just, he cleaned up here. And he even got, at least in the cut, in my opinion, the best kind of, sexual performance evaluation where she said it's the best sex I've ever had. She did say best sex of my life. He knows what the fuck he's doing. So
maybe that should have been play of the game. Megan Sparkles also had my face play of the game too. So
yeah, she's great. I like her as a player. We'll see, how this season progresses. But so far, every couple seems to be in jeopardy except Megan Sparkle and Jordan and Nick and Annie, who literally bonded over homophobia.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
That's it. We covered it all.
We'll be back we're going to start up this Wednesday. There's a 3 drop that comes out of Love is Blind. We'll be covering those 3 episodes from Wednesday through the end of that week in Casa Gore. If you want to watch along with us, just go to patreon.com/GameOfRoses. And then we will have a recap of those 3 episodes out the next week. Monday, Tuesday-ish. Yeah. And we'll also have, of course, a very special recap of Golden Bachelor, episode 3, out this Thursday that may have a Jorge Moreno bystander of the week that looks something like this.
Are we going to do our live show on Wednesday?
I don't know. We doing it Wednesday or Monday?
We'll figure that out. Okay. We're keeping it Monday.
Yeah,
whatever.
Keep it Monday.
Monday is the Dark Lord's Day.
That's correct.
The Sabbath of Bachelor, as they say.
It will always be.
Religions. Anyway, enjoy our Casa Gores. Enjoy, Life of a Showgirl, etc. I love you all. You're beautiful. Praise be Dark Lord's Lachey.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.